What's up, guys? We are here. We are live. We are back.
Yes, eagerly. We have so much to show you.
Yes, this is going to be really fun. We're going to
There's a
show
lot
you
going
guys a lot of stuff, a lot
Yep.
of fun, cool stuff. Let's start with Ghostface
Yes.
because it's coming. They are on the boat. And I was almost going to say so to speak, but that's literally where they are. They are on the boat. They are on the way to the warehouse. And we can show you some stuff. I have both versions of the Ghostface Hex deck right here.
Yep.
With the regular version and Candy Corn, which is my favorite one.
Yeah, the candy corn one's really cool.
It's so awesome. And these turned out amazing.
If you guys don't have the hex decks, here's kind of what to expect. What you're trying to do is each game comes with these like 3 center cards. So this is the one for the candy corn variant. So you see like it's got the different candy corn colors. The regular hex deck, the one that's not candy corn, has like the purple fun world and all of that. You also get conflict cards, which are these ghost faces, and you get 60 mask cards. And these are, since they're candy corn, they have the colors of candy corn on them. And what you're trying to do is create this spread of cards, and you're trying to complete it before all of the conflict cards show up in your game. And so whatever game you get, if you know how to play one, you can play the rest of them. So we rolled them out with Ghostface. And so we did a variant as well, because why not? It was just so cool. So those are the hex decks.
Yeah. Really excited about those. And then I wanted to show, got some of the first mini masks here, the exclusive Kickstarter variants. This is the gold mask. Really cool packaging. Love it.
And these are mini masks, you guys. These are mini masks.
Yeah, little tiny vacuum form masks.
Look how little. But yeah, like they're really cool. And Fright Rags does these masks. And so they've done them for I think Michael Myers. They've done a whole bunch of them. And so we did them with a gold plate face, the gold mask, and a blood splatter version. And they're just so cool. If you love Ghostface, like these are so cool. And the box is amazing. Oh, got to show the back of the box. It's like an old tiny kind of ad. I mean, come on, this is amazing. We just love these, and we love this whole package. This whole rollout's been so fun. Awesome. And also, there are 2 other add-ons in the Ghostface Kickstarter, which was the novels written by R.J. Torbert, who is over at Fun World. He owns the license. The Fun World owns the license, and he manages it. And if you didn't know, he's written actually 2 novels that are Ghostface themed, and they're excellent. I mean, excellent. And so, you know, we kind of release novels with our games, and we're like, wow, there's 2 already. We didn't have to write them. And so if you pick those up, you're really going to like them. RJ is a phenomenal writer. You're really going to enjoy them. Yeah.
And you have the box, right, for the Ghostface game?
Yes, right here. So this is the front of it. And we especially love that. It's like Goosebumps inspired.
Oh yeah.
You know, and the back of it's extra cool too. It's just like it's all the ghost faces in the game. And you actually get, and let me show you, you get that collage of pictures as a poster in the game. So you'll actually get that in the actual box.
Cool.
So you can frame it. We already have one in the office framed. You know, you get the ghost face sticker. The really cool game board. I'll quickly show that and then we can move on. But like the game board looks really nice. There's 4 kill zones on either side. Each kill zone features a different mask and a different weapon. And it's basically like Ghostface like you haven't seen him before. You know, you've never seen Ghostface with a green mask and a machete. And so, you know, it's inspired by all of the horror movies where killers are chasing down people in the woods. And it's an homage to basically horror through Ghostface as we celebrate the line of masks from Fun World.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, like you ever ask, like, well, why do they have all these masks? Like, why did they make all these variants? Well, they're cool, but now now it's like, well, now you can play the game and celebrate it. It's almost like we gave the masks a little bit more of a purpose. And in the game, there's a multiple killer. So you can have 1, 2, or 3. And you don't know until you're playing how many Ghostface join the board, which is so fun. When we were testing the game, it was like, oh, thank God there's only one Ghostface. Because it's hard to stop one killer. But then when 2 enter the board, and then 3 enter the board, and you're like, oh my God, how are we going to do this? And so every game is different. And you, as long as there's 2 or more people playing, if you're playing by yourself, you can't become a Ghostface. But 2 or more, you can become a Ghostface. And again, nobody knows this. So it's not like, oh, I know I'm a killer from the start. No. Everything is found out on the spot, and then you can go start killing your friends. It's so fun. So if you have the other Stop the Killer games, this is a really fun upgrade and a really nice way to sort of close out the series that we've been developing. So we're so excited about it. But we're also excited about Happy Birthday to Me. This is
birthday to me.
Oh my God, right? Is it anybody's birthday who's on the on the chat? We're so excited because if you have Armando's previous books, if you have My Bloody Valentine, if you have Silent Night, Deadly Night, you know Armando's style and what we're achieving here at Stop the Killer. We say we're a publisher, but we have one writer, and we like it that way. And Armando is, we love him so much. But we thought it would be really cool because of these hex decks. They are solitaire games. So we rolled out a hex deck for Happy Birthday to Me, which is a game you play by yourself on your birthday, right? How fun is that? Here, let me show you actually what's in the hex deck for Happy Birthday to Me. So just like the Ghostface ones, you have these 3 center cards. Okay, these have the logo from the movie. So Happy Birthday to Me. You have these 3 center cards, and then you have these cake cards. So that's a piece of buttercream with a blood splatter and some pink candles, pink like the movie.
Bloody buttercream. That should be like a flavor of icing.
Bloody buttercream. We'll be selling that shortly, I'm sure. And the conflict cards are the shish kebab kill. We actually have all of the kills. We have the motorcycle kill, right? And there's 6 conflict cards. I should have separated them out before the call, but let me flip through and find them. We have the fire poker to the head. Yannick Bouchard, who's an artist and one of the best artists in the horror genre, did all of our cards for us. We have the guy getting killed by the dumbbell. All right, and there should be one more. Oh, there's 2 more. The woman who gets her throat slit. It's the first time I think we're showing these. And the guy who gets stabbed in the chest. If you notice, he's wearing the Crawford Academy scarf, which is so cool. And all you're trying to do is build out this entire birthday cake before the 6th kill card appears. So if you have 5 that appear and you're able to build out your birthday cake, then you win. But it's really fun. And I know this, we play these all the time in the office. This is going to become like your new yearly thing. We promise you. So if you picked up the book, the game comes with it. Okay. Let me see if Armando's on his way. Let's see.
And in the meantime, we do have the book cover up there. So you can see the cover for the novel.
Okay. Let me copy the link here. I think Armando had an issue with the link, so I'm sending it to him.
And you can pre-order the book now. You can still pre-order it.
Oh, you can. Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know if we had stopped that or not, but if it's actually, I don't think that's true. Hold on, let me go to the shop. It says it's sold out.
Okay, never mind. That one's
Never
sold
mind.
out. Scratch that. I'm giving you wrong information already.
The pre-order was up for a long time. It was up all year, pretty much. If we have a few books left in stock, for whatever reason, we will let everybody know, and we'll just shoot out a mailing list, an email blast, and you guys can go on and buy it. So, all right, I just let Armando know that we are on live. So it might take him a minute to come on. But that was the Happy Birthday to Me deck. So let's continue. And then, Nate, you can let me know if you see Armando in the waiting room, and we'll just switch gears. Okay, cool. What we're also doing is Basket Case, the game and the novel. That is available right now. The novel is available right now on the website for pre-order. And with the pre-order, you get Armando's autograph on a book plate, which I'm sure I have somewhere. So Armando has signed a whole bunch of these book plates. And a book plate is basically a giant sticker. And what you'll do is you'll just stick it inside the front of the book. It was much easier to do it that way than shipping all these books to him, just sign each one. It was just ridiculous. So the book plate has been a really, really good solution. And also when you ordered the book, I wanted to tell you, we're back to Happy Birthday to Me. You'll get a sticker that says Happy Birthday to Me. And you'll also get another sticker that is scented like a birthday cake. So it's a scratch and it's a rub and sniff. And it does. It smells like a birthday cake. It's really cool. And you'll also
Armando is here.
What was that?
Armando is here.
Awesome. Bring him on. Bring him on. And you'll also get the bookmark if you pre-ordered it. All right, Armando. There he is. How you doing?
Hello, guys. Good to see you.
Good to see you. I love your shirt.
Oh, let me take off my Crawford Academy scarf
Yes.
before I get strangled with it.
I'm so jealous. Where did you? I have to get one. Where'd you get it?
Oh, a friend sent it to me.
Nice. Well, cool. Well, we were just talking about the hex deck that we designed for Happy Birthday to Me. We were showing the components in it. And we're all excited. We're going to be shipping on May 27th. That's our shipping date. We wanted to ship a little earlier, but there's a lot. There's a game. There's a novel. There's Armando's autograph, which I just showed you, and all of that. And it was a lot of components that came together, but we'll still be shipping in May. So Armando, we wanted to ask you, how did you approach Happy Birthday to Me as a tie-in novel? What were the challenges that you had?
Well, I was eager to do this one. This is another favorite from the 80s. So, like all of these that we've worked on so far. And
Yep.
so, I've already had a close attachment to it. And I knew that I could tackle this title with love for the source material. But it was a challenge. This book has its was different, and that's also the great thing. They've all had their own different challenges.
Yeah.
But this one, it was the whole history of the film and what people expect and how people have reacted to the film over time. And I think that in part carries over to what people expect from the book.
Sure.
And so, I do want to at least let everyone know that we worked off of the shooting script,
Yep.
the final shooting script for the film, which is to say it was rewritten. The version I went off of was rewritten is pretty close to what we do get on screen.
Right.
So I was not working with the original draft that had a different ending. I was working with something that was already pretty familiar.
Yes.
And I do think that was the way to go. Like we've heard how the original went, the original script and how it ended, but
yeah,
we're definitely working off of the film version more, but at the same time, we've had some freedom to tweak some things and change some things and
some things
and make things work for the novel, because a movie and a book have different demands, and I think dramatically things had to be added and explained in Happy Birthday to Me in a way that makes it make more sense than I think the film version.
That I can agree to. I mean, the privilege that we have here is we get to read the book as Armando's writing it, and it's always fun and satisfying because if you haven't seen Happy Birthday to Me, go watch it and then read the book. Right? Would you recommend doing it that way, or would you want people to read your book first, Armando, and then watch the movie?
I really don't know. I mean, I'm coming to it from having seen the movie first, and I think the majority of readers will be familiar with what the film is.
Yeah.
That isn't to say that there won't be readers, for all these books who pick up the book and they've never seen the movie.
Yeah.
And so it actually does have to work in that respect, and that's partly why things have to be added and clarified, and at times altered to
Yeah.
make it really make sense. Sometimes you just need
Yeah.
more information in the book, and so
You have a great way of taking something a little convoluted and making it make sense. And I think that's part of the fun of me reading the books. And so I won't reveal what happens at the ending of Happy Birthday to Me if you haven't seen it, you know, but what you did just made the ending so much more satisfying. Like you can watch the movie and appreciate it more because of the book. And I think when you go look at reviews of Silent Night, Deadly Night, My Bloody Valentine, everyone kind of says you'll never see the movie the same. And that's what I'm loving about it. And also it feels more birthday-like. Like the movie, I don't know, you added all this imagery in it that makes it feel like you can almost smell the cake frosting like as you're reading. So you guys,
I'm smelling my happy birthday candle right now. Smells like birthday cake. And I wrote the whole book pretty much burning this candle.
Burning this candle.
and hard to believe. I mean, look at that. I still got, sprinkles on top.
Wait a minute. How did that possibly last?
Me from the beginning to the end of the book. It smells so good. But, it's so strong, you don't even have to burn it to get the smell.
Yeah.
So I would just set it underneath me, and smell the birthday cake the whole time.
Right.
No, I'll agree that the film is, it kind of lacks a lot of birthday colors.
Yeah,
there's only a few scenes where that imagery comes in, a few birthday parties. And from the get-go, I knew that I wanted to take the birthday theme day and run with it as far as possible. And so I really dove into birthday history and, worldwide. What are the traditions of birthdays? And just the different things that you incorporate into a birthday celebration or party. And, so there are things in the book that are much more upfront birthday wise. So you really get that flavor from, there's not a lot of balloons in the movie, but birthday balloons figure very prominently in the book.
I love it. And I want to say what it is because we want to leave morsels and stuff. But the balloons was great.
Yeah, just a lot. There's more cakes, more color, more bright popping colors, oddly enough, on the words on the page. And so, getting that flavor, that cake flavor.
And also you kept that, like Silent Night, Deadly Night had like a tone to this sleazy tone to it. My Bloody Valentine had a different tone. This one has like that snooty Crawford Academy kind of like, I'm better than you kind of like tone. And it's great. And I don't know how you do it, but it's just, you're born to do this, Armando. I'm telling you, and what I especially love are your author photos. So like for, Silent Night, Deadly Night, you're like in your Christmas hat, My Bloody Valentine, you've got your little minor picture, and for Happy Birthday to Me, you're holding the cake. You had a baker make that cake, right?
Yeah, I had I had them design and make that cake, and then I ate it. Ate almost
you
all
ate
of
it while you were burning.
So sick off that cake.
Don't tell me you ate the whole cake in one sitting.
No, I don't. No.
Okay.
It was spread out over some time, but still, it was a little much.
Well, would you recommend that readers light a birthday cake candle while they're reading?
Oh, it'll definitely help.
Awesome.
And there's just more birthdays in the book.
Right.
Which is to say, and I don't think this is spoiling anything, but I do want to give a preview of what is to come.
Sure.
In this book. And one of the things I had fun with is when I can look back and I saw it on VHS in the mid 80s for the first time. So I wasn't there in 81 to see it opening, weekend. But I would say that most people first came to the movie by seeing the trailer. At least they did in 1981. And that teaser trailer features footage that's not in the movie. It starts with a cake being lit by the killer with gloves, and there's a scene, that's where we get the axe and the cake. There's actually a lot of iconic imagery in that
That's
trailer.
not in the movie, right?
Yeah,
Including the movie poster. The guy who's getting shish kebabbed isn't even in the movie. So when we did the hex deck, we made sure it looked like the actor from the movie. Yeah.
So that was I found that preview to be important.
Mhm.
Like, I actually think it's part of the story. And so it does become a part of the story in the novel.
Yeah.
So we don't start with the same opening scene. The whole book is bookended with birthday parties.
Yeah.
And we start at the killer's birthday party and we end it at Virginia's.
Yeah.
And it really
Yeah.
gives it a nice balance. It starts us in with birthday traditions immediately. I thought that was a really fun way to incorporate that footage that we know so well
Yeah.
with the axe and cake and everything, and make
Yeah.
a chapter out, like actually make it a part of the story, because it actually is a part of the story.
It is.
And so
Yeah.
to me, that was another way to get the party started. You know, it's a
Absolutely.
happy birthday in a book, so we're gonna.
And you also have a
really be
name for
in it.
this particular assailant, and I won't, but like you really did give it all of the details that it needed. You know, the movie is very like giallo, you know, it's very grand, right? And I love it. I love the cinematography in it and everything. And I think you kept that, but you also gave it the Armando Munoz spin. You know, you gave it that treatment of just, it's what you do best. I don't want to say much more about it because we just wanted to bring you on and just kind of be like, hey, and also here's another thing, like Armando knows this, like he only writes books he wants to write. So it's not like we're like, hey, we got this title and he's like, oh, I don't want to write it, but I'll write it. What the thing that's working here is that we're all excited about a particular IP or particular movie. And so, you know, there's other books that are coming. Someone in the chat here said, I hope that, oh yeah. So TS said, hopefully more novels will be written and released in the future. There will be. we'll be like, look at all of us nodding. We've got stuff lining up. It's so fun. And Brian Ellis here said he's having a cupcake in spirit, but he doesn't have a candle. Damn, we should have all had cupcakes. All right, so let's very quickly move it. Just we want to just tease Basket Case because we just launched the pre-order recently, and we're doing the game and the novel. And again, all three of us are crazy about Henenlotter's Basket Case. And if you go onto YouTube and look it up, it seems to be having this weird little resurgence. There's a lot of people studying it on horror like review channels and stuff, and they're giving it the love that it needs. So, you know, and it's a beautiful story. I mean, it's beautiful, subjective, but it's so well done. So why did you want to write the novel version, Armando?
You know, again, these are all films I've been close with, but something special about Basket Case. I don't know what it is. You know, again, I discovered it on VHS in 1985 after first seeing the coverage in Fangoria, because I was consuming all of the early Fangorias in 1985, which is when I started reading it. But then I was like beefing up my collection with all the back issues. And those pictures from Basket Case looked so freaky and gory, and I was just like, oh, that looks like a really freaky forbidden film.
Right.
And then, you know, I rented it on VHS and loved it, absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Its style, its time, like, you know, and this is more as an adult now, I can look at it and say, I wish I could have been there, you know, in New York when they filmed that movie.
Yeah, it captures a very specific time in New York when it was like another sleazy, right? I used to work in New York. I used to walk from Port Authority. I think I told you this in my text. I used to walk to Port Authority. I used to walk 8 blocks to my job, and I walked by all of those, you know, porn, like, you know, whatever X-rated shops. I walked by all those, you know, and it's like that time existed, and so. So in there, to get to live there while I write the book, was definitely an absolute joy, and that was a big part of the appeal of it, that I got to, you know, I get to go back and kind of experience that whole era of all of the cinemas and just everything about the city at the time. Like, it's a fascinating period of history, the 70s and early 80s in New York City, and that particular area. So there's a lot of research involved in Basket Case. I'm trying to get the streets right and the locations right and the theaters right.
and I wanted to feel like you're stepping into that city and that era. So that's a big part of the thrill of doing Basket Case. But also, I just love the story. I love Belial and Dwayne. I love their story. It's touching. It's sad. It's such an excellent, and I can thank Frank Henenlotter, for his vision, his original vision and how he presented the city at the time, living there and filming there with those people.
Yep.
I adore them all of it. It's this, again, these are all love letters, and Basket Case is another big splattery love letter, to the movie, to the era,
to
the genre, to Frank. And it's all very thrilling. And it's also fearless. Some of these books I think are more fearless than others, just the material demands it. And Silent Night, Deadly Night had to be completely fearless. In a lot of ways, I felt. And, and Basket Case is another one of those. It's going to go places nobody will ever expect, and to lengths and depths and shocks that are going to I want it to be like Belial's just leaping right out of the book onto your face.
Yep, exactly.
And clawing at, like, it's going to be, it's such a thrill. This is a Basket Case. All of them, they're all thrills.
Yeah.
Happy Birthday to Me is a delicious slice of slasher cake. Silent Night, Deadly Night is that wonderful bloody gift in your stocking. My Bloody Valentine is the delicious chocolates. Right now, candy box with some hearts, and all of these, they have their own unique place.
Yes,
and the same for Black Christmas.
Which is
we'll talk about next. And then the next one of these, hopefully. So all of them. Thank you, Stop the Killer, you guys, for
we're lucky you're working with us,
keeping these
it's
resurrecting these titles and giving them new life, and and with the games, with the books, and then just the enthusiasm that builds around them again, and we get to reappreciate.
That's what I think is fun with both the books and the games, is we're giving like a new way to experience the movies, and so we're very excited. So for Basket Case, Frank Henenlotter is writing the foreword to it, which we're very excited about. Happy Birthday to Me, one of the writers, wrote, his name's
Timothy Bond.
I was going to say another last name, and I'm like, that's not Timothy Bond, who wrote the foreword for that. He wrote the movie. He's the last writer remaining. There's 3 writers on it, and he was happy to do the foreword to it. And for Black Christmas, we have Lynn Griffin, who is the one who gets the bag, on her head. She has the distinction of being the first actor to play a victim in a holiday themed horror movie. And so, we're just, so we're just loving this, and not every game that we do is going to have a novel, but like, it seems like that's how it's working out, and we're all about it right now. And so I think the key to all this stuff being so fun and amazing is that we all love it so much. We all like it, if there was a Basket Case game, we all would have had it when we were kids, and now we're making them available. So, all right. Well, Nate, is John in the waiting room or no?
John is here.
All right. Well, Armando, we're going to say adios.
Thank you. I'll be sticking around in the chat here. So,
yes. Thanks, Armando.
Thank you.
Get back to writing. Have a cupcake. Okay. Bye. Cool. Well, now we're going to be bringing John Cohn on, and you haven't met him yet. You've met Armando, you've met me and Nate, but John is sort of a new member here at Stop the Killer, and he's a fabulous board game designer. So let's bring him on, and we can just sort of ask him just a very few questions about the games he's designing for us and all that. Ta-da!
Hey guys.
There you are. Long time no see.
Yeah, really.
John's amazing. Just to tell everybody, John's amazing. He's one of these people that's like, I don't know why we didn't know each other. He for years and years. He's one of us. I remember we were talking to you first. I was like, well, do you like horror movies? And you're like, yeah. And I go, have you seen Basket Case? And you were like, I love Dwayne and Belial. I'm like, wait, what? You know, I mean, like you just right away we were like, we got to work with this guy. So it's been so fun working with you, John. Thank you.
Well, it's been great getting to work on games that are properties that I'm like really passionate about. So I've been making games for licenses specifically for about 10 years now.
Mhm.
And you know, sometimes you get jobs and it's a license that you're like, oh, like I'm familiar with this. You're
Yes.
like, okay, I'm aware of like Dragon Ball. I guess I can make a game. I can watch some episodes. But when someone's like, hey, do you want to make a game based off of Basket Case? I'm like, yes.
Hallelujah.
Please.
Yeah, and you know, in Basket Case, Black Christmas, Thanksgiving, these are all titles that I'm like, I couldn't dream of getting, you know. And some people are like, Basket Case, why do you love Basket Case so much? I'm like, you don't get it, you know. So these games are for the people who get it. The novels are for people who get it, you know. Not like we're the cool people or anything. It's just it's a sensibility. We just love this kind of horror, you know. So
is our jam. Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, good to see you. Chris was our absolute MVP during our play testing.
I remember you telling me about Chris.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
There is stuff in Basket Case that exists purely because of Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
It made it legitimately like the best game it could be, which was the whole point of the play testing. So so hey, Chris, thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you. The game is great, and Nate's going to show you. We're going to show you the game board. Actually, this is the Hotel Broslin actual game board, and it's 6 spaces. The thing about Basket Case is it's a fast, fun and easy, right? It's like if you have a game night, this is the game you start with, right?
Yeah, this is a great icebreaker type of game for 3 to 6 players. You can play the whole game in like 15 to 20 minutes. You can explain all of the rules of the game in like 2.
Very quickly.
So you're in there, you're playing the game like that, and the game runs really fast. So if 20 minutes, you finish the game, you can either start another round, or you can move on to something else. If you're playing a heavier game,
you can move on to Ghost Space. You can move on to Black Christmas. You can just
absolutely
a stack of Stop the Killer games. That's a great night.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, a quick rundown on how this one works is that so Dwayne Bradley has stepped out for the evening, but he's left behind a bunch of baskets, picnic baskets to be specific, and everybody is playing as guests at the Hotel Broslin. So there are guests. There are as many baskets as there are guests, but only one of them contains Belial. The rest of them may have treats or nothing. Anything is better than having the cut off conjoined twin of Dwayne when he's angry, hungry, or possibly, should I dare say, hangry. So in this game, you're going to be moving around the hotel. You're going to be looking at these little tokens that have baskets on them, and you're going to see what's on the other side. And then you're either going to be moving them around, or you're going to be taking the actual tokens and putting them in front of other people that you don't like, or trying to play mind games with people. And when Belial gets revealed at certain points, boy, you don't want to be in the same room as him. It's not great, but it's a competitive, fast, fun, and easy game for 3 to 6 players.
Like you can be drinking, having fun, playing this game, and it's just so fun. You know, and the thing that you have such a talent, John, in designing games and matching like the sensibility of the mechanics of the gameplay with the properties. So Basket Case, is it a kind of game that you want to spend an hour and a half playing, with different levels? No, you want it to be something like this, where it's just fun and really smart, but fun and fast and just sort of off and running,
Yeah,
so that was
it's camp, right? It's the movie has a lot of camp. The movie has a lot of fun. And you can jump right into the movie, right? You just dive right in. And so I kind of wanted the game to feel similarly, to feel campy, to feel fun, to feel easy to jump right in and just have a good time.
Right. And the board looks like that too. I don't know, Nate, if you can zoom in or not, but like if you look at the board, there's some imagery. So our fantastic graphic designer Delaney Mamer, she did this artwork, and you wait till you see the whole package. We don't want to show everything to you just yet, but it looks so great. And so it's over at the factory. They're sending us what is called digital samples, which is the very first. It's like a prototype. It's one
pre-production. Yeah.
And so we're going to be getting that shortly. And but really, it's the game design to its sensibility to the fun factor, everything. It's just everything is so great. The licensor loved it. They just approved it right away because they're like, "You guys, this is amazing." Cool. So that's Basket Case. So between the book and the game, everybody, you're going to be, if you love Basket Case, watch the movie while you're playing the game. That's like the ultimate thing as well. And we've got to come up with some drinking game where you're like, sounds like I drink a lot, but I guess when I play my games, the truth is I don't. I test them all the time. But anyway, let's go on to the next one. So then you designed Black Christmas, which is Halloween and Black Christmas are my two favorite horror movies. I just cannot get enough of either one. And so Black Christmas was that, how do we approach this game? And so John, I don't know, in 5 minutes, you came up with the perfect premise of what to do. So tell everybody about Black Christmas.
Sure. So Black Christmas is actually a cooperative game for 2 to 4 players. And this one, like you said, Basket Case, it's a very fun, it's simple, it's campy. Black Christmas has some real history to it. It has a really important place in being arguably the first slasher. It is a more serious film. And so this is a little bit more serious of a game. So this is cooperative. We're working together as members of the sorority house from the film. You get to play as all the main characters, especially Barb, my favorite. Shout out to the Margot Kidder character.
Yep.
But in this game, you can see the house and you're going around the house and you are completing events, you are trying to collect items, but most importantly, you're trying to not get murdered by the guy who keeps calling the house over and over again and leaving obscene messages. Right. And in between those obscene messages, he occasionally murders people. So in this game, the goal is that we start out with us already being aware that there is somebody who's harassing these women and the police are tapping the phone lines. And so this is a kind of a push your luck dice roller where you're working with other people to get on the phone when he calls and keep him on the line for as long as you can so that the police have enough time to reveal the phone number, to trace the call. Now, of course, if you've seen the movie, the little bit of spoilers,
the ending. Yeah.
The call is coming from inside the house. But you don't know that when you're playing. We'll put some little blinders on you and we're trying to trace that number to find out where they're calling from and then get the heck out of there.
Right. Also what the number is. So that's what makes it co-op is we're all sort of figuring out digit by digit what the number is. And there's this separate board that looks like a phone and you're kind of filling in the numbers as you're figuring them out. And it's like a race against time about how we're going to find this number. And I thought you had said something great, John, about you don't necessarily want to tell the story of the movie. It's okay to do that, but you want your own adventure within the world of the movie. And it really does feel like that. And Delaney did the artwork for the inside of the house. And also when you were working on that, John, you were like, try to figure out the logistics of the house by watching the movie. It's not that easy. Yeah. But so we made it. The board looks amazing. I mean, we want to show everything to you, but somebody's asking when Black Christmas is coming out. We were going to launch the Kickstarter on June 1st, but because of a couple reasons, we have to push it out a little bit. So we don't know the date yet, but it'll be soon. Just we'll announce it when it's ready. So I have a real treat for you guys. I'm going to show you the main game box for Black Christmas. And this came the other day, and I swear to God, I got dizzy because we're like, is it going to look good? Whatever. All right, so here it is. Ready. This is the game box, right? So this is a shot from the opening movie. If you look, it's 3D. You can kind of look through the windows and see the girls inside the house. Like there's Jess on the phone. There's Barb.
It's Barb, yeah. Is that Claire?
And that's Claire. And it's just because my microphone's here, but like you can see like it's 3D. Oh, this is crappy lighting, but so when you have it in your hands like this, it's when you're looking at it, it's like you can't stop looking at it. It's just so cool. Mm-hmm. And so basically what's happening is you're kind of like Billy, like looking inside the house. So the game experience starts right away by picking up the box, and then you open it, and then you'll see that picture of the girls inside the house. The box is empty right now, but the first thing you'll see is that picture of the girls without the window, and you'll see the whole picture. So now it's like you're in the house, and then you open the board, and now you're playing the game. So it's like you're going inside the house. And so we spent a lot of time figuring out the experience of Black Christmas. And as you can see, it feels a little different than Basket Case. You know, it's a little more serious and leering and spooky, and and the board is big. What, it's 20 by 20, right?
It's 20 by 20. And yeah, that's kind of, the nice thing with when you're building a horror cooperative game, you have the ability to have that real tension like you would have in a horror film.
Yeah.
Like we said, Basket Case, it's a lot of fun. But in this one, because you're working together, you all have a chance to fail. You can all lose at any time. You're either winning together or you're losing together. And so you have these real moments where you're like, oh no, are we going to survive? Are we going to make it? And so that actually does create like, oh, I'm feeling anxious, right? I'm feeling
absolutely
tense,
yeah.
like,
That's another thing, is there is a genuine sense of anxiety, even in like the hex decks. Like we're bringing that sense of horror of like, am I going to make it? And that's great. And you did it. And we loved, and we test played Black Christmas Eve for the first time.
So amazing.
Nate and I were like, after you left the Zoom with us, we were like, it's so great, And then with the artwork, with simply just like taking a graphic and insetting it like a half an inch inside the box, it just, it's like you just want to play it. You want to pick it up and play it. And there's some cool add-ons that I don't want to mention them yet. We're still sorting them out, but we have some cool add-ons we're going to be adding to the Kickstarter. And so, and you'll be able to buy the book in the Kickstarter as well. So that's something to let you know, is if you're thinking of picking up Black Christmas, the game in the book, wait for the Kickstarter, and then you'll be able to add the book, and it'll all be shipped in one big box to you. So one more, let's talk about Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And right. So to let everybody know, Eli Roth contacted us out of the blue. Right. There's the game. Right. And said, hey, I love what you guys are doing. Can you guys do a game for Thanksgiving? And we were like, of course. And right away we assembled, we got John together, and we were Zooming with Eli, and we were brainstorming, and the producers and the writers of the movie were all involved. And it was this huge brainstorm. And again, John, this was the hardest game. Would you say this was the most challenging one you designed?
It was the most challenging, I think, partially because I didn't want to let Eli Roth down, because the thing was, like, he said in the first meeting, I want to be your approvals guy. I want to be a co-designer. I want to be in on everything. Mm-hmm. And so, usually when you're working on licensed games, there's just like some person that exists 4,000 miles away who like you send things out to, and then a month later they're like, change the word "the," and you're like,
exactly.
Okay. But with this one, it's like every time we're talking to Eli Roth about the thing he wrote and directed, and so he's got so much passion there. Yeah. And so because he had so much passion, he also had a lot of things that he wanted to see in the game. And so I would say it was a challenge in that there was a lot of things that he wanted to see coming from the movie to make the translation into the game. And that's a big thing about making games about IPs and about licensed movies, is that you don't necessarily, what you were kind of saying earlier, Anthony, you don't want to necessarily tell the same story as the movie, but you want to build the scaffolding for players to tell their own story inside of that movie's universe. Yeah. And that story may have a different ending, but it has the same setup. And that's what's so key to these games. And so Thanksgiving, we kind of go back towards a little bit more. It's a little bit of Basket Case meets Black Christmas in terms of your investment into it. It takes longer to play than Basket Case, but it's a party game. Yeah. This is something for 3 to 6 players, and we'd even talked about upping it to a party mode for 12 players. Right. And in this one, you are competitive. Everyone's playing against each other as they go around Plymouth and try to survive John Carver's killing spree around Thanksgiving. So when we went into the design process of this, we really had 3 main rules from Eli Roth. The first one was make the most offensive holiday game ever. Yes. The second one was it has to be easy enough for a grandma to learn and play.
Yep.
And the third one was it has to be violent and offensive enough for grandma to hate it.
I hate. If you see our little teaser trailer, it says you can play with grandma, but she'll hate it. You know.
And
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what we built here.
Well, you know what you did is you provided an opportunity for people to get as outrageous as they want to be. So if you can lean into that and go with the gore and go with outrage, because you are rewarded for that, right?
Yes.
You're rewarded for your outrageousness and creativity. So it's exactly what we wanted to design. It's so
right.
fun.
So this is the game where you actually want to die.
Yeah.
Everybody in the game gets a chance to be John Carver for a round. And when they're John Carver, they're basically acting as a judge for a series of scenarios that range from being just violent life or death scenarios to all slay. Everybody gets to say something and put in an answer. So for instance, you might have a card come up that asks the question, what's the most disgusting body part to work into a birthday cake? And everyone has to give an answer. And then the player who's currently John Carver, which changes each round, will choose which one they think is the best. So someone might say like, oh, ground up bones in the cake. And they're like, oh, that's pretty good. But then someone comes in and says skin as fondant. And everyone's like, all right, well,
right.
You win.
You'd be surprised. Some of the people that you think are not crazy sick in the head are like, you said what? Like, you know, you're like, oh my God, that's what's fun too, is you get to see, you know, the crazy inner workings of your friends' minds and stuff. And it's fun. And playing with Eli too. Eli was coming up with some shit that we were like, what? Right. Yeah. And that's what's fun, you know, and it has a beginning and middle end. You're at right mark, and like the movie, you kind of starts at right mark, and then that phase ends, and then you play the game, and then somebody is revealed to be Carver at the end, and there's a battle at the end, and so it moves. It's, you know, it's just more of a story game, you know, that has all these crazy things happening. You know, there's also
the person who died the most times ends up being Carver because, of course, they died so many times they had to be guilty.
Right, exactly. And there's in the middle, it's just another big board as well. And in the middle, there's like a Thanksgiving table, and the bodies are piling up at the table, and there's a big turkey. And, you know, it's just, again, we wanted this to be perfect, and, you know, just be like, you're going to want to play this on Thanksgiving. And so
I want to play it right now. The whole time we're talking about it, I'm like, let's just hop on and play it again.
Let's just play, right?
So many characters die in the game. The game has something like 42 playable characters. We went through the movie, and I went through it with Eli and was like, all right, this character's featured on screen for like this amount of time. Do they have a name? And he was like, they're not credited in the book or in the movie, but I'm giving them a name. He's like, the guy that's puking outside the party, his name's Crowdus. I'm like, all right.
And you're like, yes.
Oh, by the way, is Manny's cat a playable character in the game? I'm like, not currently. And he's like,
add the cat. Right, exactly. He sent you an email to say add the cat or something like that.
Best email I've ever received in my life. Just an email from Eli Roth to me. Is the cat a playable character? Can we do it?
This, I'm telling you, it's all about fun here. That's fun. You know what I mean? No one's like we're just, every time we talk, we laugh, we dream up crazy things, and we're talking about the next games, which you really can't mention now, but like there's some more fun stuff coming, and there's an expansion pack for Thanksgiving that'll be coming. So when the new movie comes out, the idea is to have more characters from the movie and stuff like that. So there's a lot of love going into it. And also I have to say the artwork by Zach Brown, this was just perfect. We sent it to Eli, and he was like, that's our cover. You know, just a really, really great centerpiece, you know, for the game. And also Joe Guy Allard over at Fright Rags is doing the actual game board, and it looks great. And so we can't wait for you guys to see it. I mean, you know, not all of it, like you don't have to play Thanksgiving only on Thanksgiving. You can play it whenever you want. But our hope is that you pull out, you know, Black Christmas on Christmas and Silent Night, Deadly Night. And then when it's your birthday, you pull out our, our hex deck game, and you play
And
that.
whenever you go for a picnic, you play basket case.
That's exactly. Although I don't go on any picnics, so maybe I should now. Maybe I should. Do you know we've been trying to find that basket just to be like, let's find it. We can't find that basket. If anyone watching can find that. It's tapered. That's the thing. We need to find a tapered picnic basket. That's the thing. I can't find any. So if anybody can, let me know. Let me very quickly, and then John will let you go. We know you're busy. This is a game that we don't talk about a lot because it's not based on a movie, but we're very excited about it. And John's going to be helping out. It's called Sudden Acts of Horror. And it's the side of it. It opens like a book. Okay. And you've got your instruction booklet and there's a scoring pad and all that. This is the official game designed by me. So this is a game that I designed. And Nate also helped with the design for the Horror Writers Association, which is a very prestigious organization, and they have a convention every year called StokerCon, and they award what is called the Bram Stoker Award. And if you get a Bram Stoker Award from the Horror Writers Association, that's like winning an Oscar. Like it's a big deal. And so this game is it's a charades game, and you create fake horror novel titles on the spot to score points and win your very own mini Bram Stoker Award. And so what we did was we had a writer give us his award. He entrusted me with the award so we could go have a 3D scanned. This is kind of blown out here, but this is a mini Bram Stoker Award. It's this awesome castle. And this award itself is about 8 or 9 inches tall. And this is a mini version, and it's not white. This is just a sample. It's going to look like an old castle, like sepia kind of color and all that. And what you get in the game, and it's fun. I mean, it's like if you like charades and you can think up a cool fake horror title on the spot, it's fun. And you've got these little, they got this bag with all these tiles in it. And what you do is you pull one out and you read the word. And so say this is maze. And on the other side, this word says hold. I know you can't see them, my crappy camera. But the idea is that only you know those words, and you're supposed to come up with a title on the spot and then flip the timer. And this is a game that plays up to 20 people. So if you have a party, you can play this game and entertain 20 people, and it's so fun. So John is attending StokerCon this year in San Diego, and he's going to have the game. I sent one to him, and he's going to be leading some, play tests throughout the day and showing off the game and everything. But if you like our games, we're going to have this, on the website for pre-order. So order it. We think you'll really like it. It's so and look at the cover. This is done by Lynn Hanson. That's like a souped up version of. I'm trying to get close.
Stoker Award, yeah.
There's like books in the trees and and she's another. And I just wanted to do the inside flap, just a full version of it, because it's kind of cropped on the cover. But Lynn Hanson did a great job on that, and so yeah. So thanks, John.
If anybody comes down to the StokerCon, I am a member of the Horror Writer Association. I am a horror novelist. This is probably the closest I'm ever going to get to a Bram Stoker Award. But I will be having a booth there where we're gonna be demoing those off. I'll be selling off some of my books as well. And then at 1:00 on Saturday is when we're going to be doing. Yeah, I know the panel now. We're having a panel at 1:00 on Saturday, May 30th or June 1st, whatever that date is. And all of the special guests of honor, including like Jonathan Mayberry and Paul Tremblay, they're all going to be playing. So if you find yourself in San Diego last weekend of the month, come down to StokerCon. It'll be worth it just to watch that. But even if you don't, you can come into the dealer's room where I'll be demoing the game, and you don't even need a ticket to StokerCon to come into there. So you can just come in there and demo the game and play. I see a question here from Brad Ellis about how does someone join the Horror Writers Association. Really quick, if I can field that one. If you can go to the Horror Writers Association website, the easiest way, so there's different tiers. The lowest tier is that if you just want to join and are like, hey, I want to be a member, you can do a lower tier member. Then there's the next membership that you're like a contributing member, but you have to have made at least $200 in a year from profits from a book. And you have to be able to show that to them in order to become a contributing member. But that's Horror Writers Association. There's a bunch of chapters in cities all over the U.S. So if you are a writer and a horror novelist or just like writing horror, you can probably find a local chapter. So look up Horror Writers Association.
Yeah. it's a great organization, and we were very honored to be a part of. I'm trying to remember exactly how that happened. I think I don't know. Somebody introduced me to the head of the organization, and we got on the Zoom and we're like, "How can we work together?" And I'm like, "You guys need a game. You need the official game for the Horror Writers Association. Like, why not? You know?" And horror writers coming up with fake novel titles on the spot. It just sounds like, oh, that sounds like so much fun. So, well, John, thank you so much for hopping on. We're gonna let you go.
Awesome.
And, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah.
Cool.
For anybody that's in San Diego, I'll see you at StokerCon, and Anthony and Nate, I'll see you probably tomorrow.
You will. You will. All right, John. Say hi to Delaney.
All right. Take care, guys. Good night.
Bye. John is great. John did what? He did. What other games did he do, Nate? He did Ghostbusters.
Yeah, he did a game for Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles. Yeah, he's just a really great designer, and his sensibility is right. You know, it's not like we don't have to talk him into a certain. You know, he's like, oh, for this game, it's got to be like this, and we're like, you know. So okay, well, very quickly, we're gonna just show you some very quick other hex decks that we have coming, and then we'll do the trivia round, and we'll let you guys go. So
and
we
I want to mention real quick that we do have a really cool trailer coming soon.
Yes,
for this game that myself and my friend Davey Allen worked on. It's going to be awesome. So just keep an eye on the socials, and you will know when that is ready to be released. It's going to be really cool.
It's really fun. And also, by the way, just letting you know, you can buy Thanksgiving now. You can pre-order it right now. So if you go to stopthekiller.com, type in no leftovers, and that will save you 10%, but you'll also get some stickers, these prismatic. I think one of them is at least prismatic. It's a set of 3 stickers you won't be able to get after the pre-order. So if it's in stores after Thanksgiving, the pre-order goes up till I think it goes up through October. Just pre-order it now. Save some money, get the stickers, and get the best version of the game. So okay, cool. We also have a very exciting hex deck coming for. I've been dying to say this, for Candyman.
That's one of my favorites so far.
It's really cool. I'm going to show you why. This was the very first hex deck that was designed, because if you notice, it's got the hexagon like honeycomb kind of shape. You know, the back of it has anyway, I'll show you. The coolest thing about it is, you know the story. You say Candyman's name 5 times in the mirror and he appears. So the center cards are mirror cards, and they have bees on them, and you get 3 of those. And they actually, these are a little smudged, but you can go like and wipe them, and they're clear, like they're pristine. And I always do that. And then what you're doing is you're building a honeycomb around the mirrors. And so you've got these bee cards, and you've got 60 of them, and you're building a honeycomb. And what you're doing is, as you're doing that, Candyman's hook sort of shows up 5 times. And so if this shows that 5 of these cards show up before you complete your hive, Candyman's got you. You're dead. But if you're able to complete it, before that happens, then you've won. And it's amazing. So these hex decks, they all play the same. There's little variances here and there. But the spreads are so visually different. So the honeycomb looks different than the birthday cake, And so anyway, pick up Candyman. And that's a partnership with Fright Rags. So Fright Rags going to be offering Candyman, and so are we. But really, really recommend it. It's the first one we designed. We also have Crazy Cat Lady, which is not based on a movie, but basically you have, this crazy cat lady and these fun cat cards. And you're, this crazy cat, this idea, this lady's stealing all the cats in the neighborhood, and you've got to kind of wrangle them up. And then we also have one called Zombie Raid, which is very similar to a certain horror movie. And you're basically boarding up a house, and you have planks and nails, and there's really cool zombies coming at you, and you've got to kind of stop them from getting in. And so we also have, Nate can tell you which decks we're doing with a certain partner.
That's a big one. So yeah, we have partnered with. Well, how do we want to announce this?
Well, we'll just tell them the first 2, not the ones from today. We'll just mention the ones that we're already working on. I don't know. Are you typing me something?
Can we announce it?
Well, we can mention that they're in the works.
I'm just I was getting ready to, and I was like, wait, they didn't even announce the titles yet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll wait then. We'll wait. We're just so excited.
What we can say is that we have some stuff in the works with Shout Factory.
Yeah, which is great. I mean, Shout Factory, like I'm a producer as well, and I've done some work with the Shout Factory. I produced the Psycho Legacy, which came out years ago. I did some bonus features and stuff like that. So I knew them. And then Nate one day said, you know, they do all these added value. Like they have these like if you buy a Blu-ray from them, they typically have like different levels. It's like, get
and
all kinds of collectibles and stuff like that. And so we took a meeting with them, and they liked our games, and they love the hex decks. And so they got us immediately to do a few for a really famous company. And you're right, we probably shouldn't mention just yet, but we're designing them already. Thank you, Black Polo 14, saying the zombie raid looks great. It is great. It's really fun. It's all black and white. There's green accents in it, but you really do. You feel like you're fighting off a horde of zombies. And then you can put that one away and play Crazy Cat Lady and see this lady coming at you and, you know, with cats all over the place. And so it's just fun. It really pick up the decks. You'll find that you play them all the time. Like you're watching TV, you'll be like, I want to play that game. It's like addictive. So anyway, so is that it? So we have Crazy Cat Lady. I have a list of here. Okay, well, that's it for now. There's a lot coming, and we have stuff in the works we can't even mention because we're sealing deals, and you know, it's crazy. You guys, the company in the last year has grown. We're so thankful for your patronship, I guess that's the word, and support. You know, not all of our games are going to be Kickstarters anymore. That's kind of how we started, but now we're going to just be offering games on the site. We want to get into stores and all of that. And so we're just really happy and excited. And there's still like every day we have another project in our lab. Like we like,
literally just had almost three new ones literally just like handed to us today.
Yeah.
Alone.
I'm afraid to look at my inbox because it's like I can't handle everything. But the truth is we can handle. There's a lot going on, and we just really hope you keep picking up our games because you'll see that, you know, they're just so fun. So, all right, well, cool. Well, let's end this quickly with the trivia round. It's 3 questions. Nate wrote them. I don't even know what they are, but I will share with you what they're here somewhere. Hold on. I have, where is it? I have the first one right here. I might have put it. Okay. So maybe I should tell you after. I'll tell you after what you won. They're good. They're really good. So, all right. So this is how it's going to work. Nate is going to ask a question. Mm-hmm. If you know the answer in the chat, just type your answer. And the first one that answers the question correctly wins. And then if you win, I'll just say to you, great, send me a quick email at stopthekillergames@gmail.com to let me know your name and address and what you won, and then it'll go in the mail. So we figured that was the easiest way to do this. Okay, everybody get ready, stretch, take a sip of your drink.
I just put the email in the chat so people can see it.
Okay, cool.
So if you win, send an email to that.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let's answer. Brian Ellis has a question. Is the Ghostface game on your website or Kickstarter? If you go to the website, and I'm doing it right now just to make sure what I'm saying is correct, and you go to the homepage and you scroll down, you can see a picture of the game laid out. If you click on that graphic, it should take you to our Pledge Manager, which is an extension of the Kickstarter game, and you can join. It says participate. I think you can click sign in. Mm-hmm. Just sign in right there. It's free. You can go on and you can pick up the game. It's a little more in the Pledge Manager because the Kickstarter folks get the best price, but you'll get access to pick up the game. And that's closing really soon because the games will be shipping when they arrive. So I would do it tonight if you want the game. We have no plans on selling it anywhere outside of the Pledge Manager. In fact, we can't because our license was only to do a Kickstarter. So we can't sell it any other way. All right. Oh my God. Someone just said Black Polo said they just did a shot of vodka. You think that's going to help you?
maybe not. We'll find out.
And I have no idea what the questions are, so go ahead. All right.
Okay.
Right.
In keeping with the theme of some of the stuff we talked about tonight, question 1, and again, the first person in the chat to type the correct answer wins. So, question 1: the director of 1974's Black Christmas would later go on to direct this equally seminal holiday classic.
Oh, come on. And we're all intently watching. Yay! Right. So, no, but hold on. Wait.
He got it. He got it.
So Brian Ellis said A Christmas Story. No, wait, no. Actually, it wasn't
Hold on.
first. Wait, who was
let's-
first? Who was
wait,
first?
Hold on.
I'll leave it up to you.
So we have well, they're popping in like crazy. Hold on.
Right. Okay. It's Brian.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not really. If you so, okay, just letting everybody know in the chat. Can Nate? Do you know if everyone can see the comments? Can everybody see the comments?
They should be able to.
So Brian typed A Christmas Sorry, which clearly was a spell check, and then he corrected it, and it's still wrong.
So this right here, Minnesota Meatloaf Podcast, is technically the first one to answer it with the correct spelling.
Yes, but it doesn't say A Christmas Story.
That is true.
So
So moving to the next, we have Twitch of the Death Nerve.
All right, so Twitch of the Death Nerve, you've won this. Oh, and it's really cool because the very first prize has to do with Christmas, and I did not plan this. But anyway, this is a press kit. It's a mini version of the press kit of Silent Night, Deadly Night, and it is autographed by Scott Schneid and Dennis Whitehead, who were the executive producers of the film. This was offered in the Kickstarter for our Silent Night, Deadly Night game and nowhere else. And we only had like a handful left over. So you're getting an autographed press book. And this is a really cool item. So I hope you like Silent Night, Deadly Night. That's what you won. And it's really, really neat because it's autographed. And it's, I don't know, 30 pages or something. And it's got like, here's like Robert Brian Wilson's write-up. He played Billy. He played the axe-wielding murderer. And it's got production notes and all of that. And so we think you're really going to like that. And so where else can you get an autographed mini press kit? Is free. So what you'll do, Twitch of the Death Nerve, email us at stopthekillergames@gmail.com. Give us your full name, your shipping address, and tell us what you won. Just to remind me, and we'll get that out in the mail to you. All right, let's do number 2.
All right. Get your spell check.
And by the way, if you win a prize, don't answer the next question. Give someone else a chance. All right. We don't want the same person winning everything.
Question 2. The Ghostface mask was a part of which original line of masks from Funworld?
Ooh.
What was the name of the line of masks that the Ghostface mask was originally a part of? Had to get a Ghostface.
That's a hard one. That's different than the first one. The skill level went from like 2 to like 8. So see, I would have said Father Death 2 if I didn't know the answer. So Chris, great guess, but that's not it. Yeah, it's not Father Death.
Oh, maybe this should have been question 3.
Do they progressively get harder?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I just was like, all right, 3 questions. Well, I got this.
Oh, someone guessed it. Brian.
There we go.
So Brian Ellis, you got it. It's Fantastic Faces. Brian, this is really cool. You're gonna win. I don't know if you got the Ghostface game, but so the game comes with. Oh, you didn't. You're the one who asked. The game comes with 8 weapons, and you're gonna get a set of all the weapons. So you have the pitchfork here, and these are metal weapons. You get the bow and arrow, which is really cool. I wish you could see them better. This is the sickle. These are so fun. You get a chainsaw. Ghostface with a chainsaw. And these are metal, like metal weapons. You get a butcher knife. Okay. You get all set. You get the buck knife, which of course Ghostface uses. You get a machete. These are so cool. I love these. They sit on my desk all the time. Play with them whenever I'm on a phone call. And an ice pick. So these are all the weapons from the game. So they will go in the mail to you. You get a whole set of weapons. I don't know what you're going to do with them, but they're just really cool. And nobody has them yet. So you're going to be the very first person to get something from the game because everything is on the damn ship. Right? Yep. So, but we did have the factory send us some extras of a few things. And so we're like, hey, we got to give them away. So good going, Brian. Email us at stopthekillergames@gmail.com. I know your name, but send me your address and tell me what you won, and we'll get it in the mail to you.
Okay.
Last but not least.
Last question.
I'm like excited. I want to know what you're asking.
All right. This one, I hope it's a little bit easier. I believe it's the easiest question of the night. So, question 3. The killer's disguise in Thanksgiving is based off of what real-world historical figure?
Brian said, I know the dumbest and most random fun facts. Who would have thought these would help me out?
Boom.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. Justin Williams.
Justin. There was a hesitation there. I was like, oh my God, 10 seconds went by. And I was like, it's John Carver. So Justin Williams, you won. And you have won a Happy Birthday to Me hex deck. And we are going to be mailing this to. They're not in yet. They will be in about 2 weeks. They're done, but I will put your order in the queue and it will be sent out. And you're going to get the Happy Birthday to Me hex deck and the Silent Night, Deadly Night hex deck. So you get a couple of those to start off with and have fun and play this on your birthday and play this on Christmas, and you'll be all set. So those are our prizes. Guys, if you had fun, let us know, in the chat. Let us know if you have any suggestions for games. Email us at any time at that same email address on your screen. We love suggestions. Somebody had mentioned a couple of titles here, and we're working on it.
I saw, yeah.
Yes, and I saw something. The thing is, we can't say what they are because you shouldn't do that if you don't have the deals signed and everything. And so just know we're listening, and we're one of you guys. We love horror, so we're trying to go after those games that we love and that you guys love and everything. So
nothing that anybody mentioned tonight as a suggestion was something that we wouldn't want to do. We'll say that.
Right.
I didn't read anybody's comment where I was like, I would never do that game.
Right.
They were all great comments. They were all like, yes, I would love to do this. We would love to do that.
Yeah. And we have, so here's another thing. We have so most of our games are based on movies or established intellectual property, but like Crazy Cat Lady, Zombie Raid, we are designing games that are original, and we want to roll those out. Those hex decks are coming this year, but we have games like board games that are proprietary and they're just as fun. And we're doing that because we want to, give you guys some new experiences to show you what we're made of with new experiences. I want to mention things that I can't. So anyway, if you're on our mailing list, you'll know about it every step of the way. And we really hope you guys had fun. And Armando was great. He was happy to come on. I hope you guys like meeting John. And I hope this was a fun way to spend an hour and 15 minutes with us.
100%.
Yeah.
This was a blast.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Enjoy your nights, and hope you dream about the Black Christmas 3D.
Everyone, that was a hit. Everyone loved it. And this is coming, guys.
Yep.
Thanksgiving is on the way.
All right. Over and out.
Bye, guys.
Yay.